polished police helmets that we all wanted, and high-speed chases that had you on the last sliver of your seat. Ponch and John Baker were all the rage of the 70s. The Adventures of Two California Highway Patrol Motorcycle Officers was flashy and a bunch of fun. Roller disco and action sports represented the plot lines almost as much as freeway accidents and getting chewed out by the sergeant. What a 70s gem. They even pulled over H.R. Pufnstuf in season 1 of the show.
Don't you know who this is?
I'm your host, Nostalgic Nick, and let's revisit our favorite highway patrolman, Randy Oakes. Officer Bonnie was a farm girl turned hot-tempered patrol officer. She liked to do things her way when she had a hunch. Her acting debut was one episode on the series McCloud in '76, but the following year, she became Bonnie. After CHiPs, she enjoyed a handful of episodes on The Love Boat and Fantasy Island. But that about did it for acting, as she retired in 1985 after the birth of her first child, with husband and fellow actor Gregory Harrison, who played the young surgeon assistant for Pernell Roberts on Trapper John M.D. Randy lives in Southern Oregon with her husband and 4 children, but we will always remember her as the sunny and gorgeous Officer Bonnie. Erik Estrada. Ponch is definitely his own person on the force. He's impulsive, and it lands him in heat often. Heck, he was even on probation, twice. Not to mention, Ponch found himself on the force after John pulled him over for not wearing a helmet on his dirt bike. Estrada's first acting break was in another police department, in 1972's The New Centurions film starring the elite George C. Scott. After that, he had one-off episodes in many hit shows like Emergency and Barnaby Jones, but everything changed when he started writing alongside Officer Baker. Estrada rode his success to heartthrob status. It wasn't always picture perfect, however. In 1979, Estrada was seriously injured while filming CHiPs, fracturing several ribs and breaking both wrists after he was thrown from his 600-pound bike. But Ponch was irreplaceable, right? I thought so. But after salary disputes with NBC in '81, Estrada was briefly replaced by Olympic gold medalist Bruce Jenner. It was only for a few episodes, and Ponch was able to return for the final seasons of CHiPs. After CHiPs, he became known for his work in hundreds of episodes of Spanish-language telenovelas.
Valiente.
Yo enfrento mis enemigos.
Honestly, he could have never worked again after 1983's CHiPs finale, and the world would still remember the daring yet lovable Ponch.
Something about that guy I don't like.
In recent years, Estrada actually became a reserve police officer and has been filmed patrolling on, what else? A police motorcycle. Robert Pine. Sarge was the no-nonsense, by-the-book cop. While he often laid down the law, he also offered words of wisdom and was a role model for the young officers.
There is something I want you to know, John. I'm proud of you.
Definitely the most decorated actor of the bunch, Pine, with his piercing blue eyes, began acting in 1964, and his first break was 1966 film Munster Go Home, where he got to interact with the entire spooky bunch. The man has been in 227 projects and continues strong, and his beautiful eyes and Hollywood domination runs in the family, as you'll surely recognize his son from blockbuster movies like the Star Trek franchise and Wonder Woman. You can even see them play father and son in Small Town Saturday Night, a movie from 2010. Brody Greer. Better known as Bear to his close friends, no one could forget that charming smile of his. He got a start, as many young actors do, in the soap game with 9 episodes of Days of Our Lives. After his lengthy tenure on CHiPs, he only had a few roles, and after 1989, he semi-retired until the CHiPs '99 reunion. Perhaps even he thought a comeback was possible by landing another 1999 role in LA Heat. However, that was his final role, and as of today, in his 70s, Greer coaches volleyball and basketball for schools in Carmel, California. Paul Link. Officer Grossman spent his spare time gambling, reading, writing, and becoming the Hobgoblin for Halloween. We all remember that episode, right? Prior to CHiPs, he appeared on some great shows like The Waltons and Happy Days, which we have a terrific Happy Days video for you to watch next. It's also where I believe his largest connection was made, because after Happy Days, he garnered a great role in Ron Howard's directorial debut, Grand Theft Auto. He clearly made a great impact on Ron, because after CHiPs, he would reunite with Howard for his 7th feature film, the Steve Martin-led Parenthood in 1989. As of today, he is currently living with his second wife and fellow actor Christine Healy, whom he married in 1991. Link continues to dabble in the business, even channeling the death of his first wife into a one-man show in LA, titled Time Flies When You're Alive, a real-life love story. Best wishes, Paul. Lou Wagner. the handy-dandy mechanic for the precinct, joined the show for season 2 and beyond. Because hey, motorcycles need repair. Who could forget the times John and Ponch asked Harlan to take a look at their bikes, only to have him peer in their direction and say, "Look alright, A+ service." Wagner was already a pretty big star pre-CHiPs, appearing in full makeup as Lucius the Ape in the 1968 and 72 Planet of the Apes films. Aside from his movie and TV roles, Wagner also appeared in a recurring McDonald's commercial for over 15 years as the Professor. Following CHiPs, he's still active and enthusiastic, with his most prominent role being a recurring character in the 2010-14 series Raising Hope. Larry Wilcox. Wilcox played the role of the empathic Officer Baker, half of this infamous duo. It's no wonder his character was always chosen for the humanitarian assignment. He is that kind-hearted guy by nature, and it made him the perfect pair to Ponch. Prior to acquiring the official police badge, Wilcox served 13 months in Vietnam doing the Tet Offensive. He officially began his acting career in 1971 with 22 episodes of Lassie, where he got to show off his wrangling skills and country roots. He even directed 2 of the series' highest-rated episodes. After leaving the show in '82, he scratched that itch some more and created his own production company where he helped develop the Wolfman Jack story, as well as Flipper. Despite this venture, he still acted on occasion. I mean, he had to reprise Officer Baker for the TV movie CHiPs '99. His latest film is Forgiven This Gun for Hire, which stars Larry alongside Richard Pryor Jr. and Shirley Jones of the Partridge Family. Wilcox spends his off time with his family, including children and wife Marlene, who is a former member of the Olympic track team. Michael Dorn. Dorn got the acting bug in 1965 at age 13 with 1 episode of Days of Our Lives, but that was just a fluke. Over a decade later, and after literally growing up, I have a rewatch challenge for you. See if you can spot Dorn as Apollo Creed's bodyguard in an uncredited role in the original Rocky. CHiPs was Dorn's exposure to consistent acting, and he was a natural. A decade later, after landing Officer Turner, Dorn once again became iconic. In 1987, he was cast as Lieutenant Wolf in Star Trek The Next Generation, where he shined for 175 episodes. He would reprise his role for other Star Trek shows, and actually appeared more as a regular cast member than any other Star Trek actor in the franchise's history. Incredible! Along with ample voice work, like a lot. He's most recently been seen in the Santa Claus franchise starring Tim Allen, where Dorn played the sleep-inducing Sandman. Dorn, however, is wide awake